A group of students sit in a history class listening to their teacher talk about Mesoamerica.
And that's how the Mayan civilization came to an end. To summarize our topic, today, Mesoamerican history includes modern-day northern Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala, Belize, and central to southern Mexico. This area was inhabited for thousands of years by peoples such as Olmec, Maya, Toltec, and Aztec. Domestication of maize, beans, avocado, and vanilla, as well as a shared architectural style, are cultural characteristics that identify them. Now, can anyone tell me which civilization came after the Mayans? Yes?
Oh, I know this one. It's Toltec, right?
Very good. You're paying attention.
I can't help but wonder what it was really like to live in Mesoamerica during those times. How did the people live? What did they believe in? What were their struggles and triumphs?
I did it! I actually traveled to the first Mesoamerican civilization, the Olmec.
I also found that the
God.
Olmec were a fully developed civilization. What? They had much culture and civilization helped them by our
You frightened me.
This is incredible. I'm seeing history come to life right in front of me.
I never thought that Olmec people would have such rich culture.
In what I've said earlier, they were fully developed civilizations.
As they continue to wander, she comes across a group of people gathered around the fire. They are listening to a man who's telling stories of the gods and their exploits. They sit down and listen intently to the man's words, trying to make sense of the unfamiliar names and tales.
I will tell you something. The Olmecs developed a sophisticated theology that included an understanding of the universe and multiple gods. This is the Olmec religion and gods. You know what? There were also three regions for the known cosmos for them. The ground where they dwelt was symbolized by the Olmec dragon. The fish monster lived in the depths while the bird monster lived in the skies.
How did you know that?
Secret.
As the night wears on, he realizes that he's learning more about Mesoamerican culture than he never could have in a classroom.
This is amazing. I feel like I'm really experiencing history firsthand.
You need to wake up. Remember this, the importance of Olmec culture. Being the parent civilization of most of Mesoamerica, they wielded power much beyond their military force or building achievements. Olmec culture and religion persisted and were used to build other cultures such as the Aztecs and Mayans.
As the girl said those words, his eyes started to joke, and he realized that it's time for him to go back to his own time.
What's going on? Where am I? And where's that girl?
Welcome to Maya civilization.
When he heard the unfamiliar voice, he started to look around and find the voice that he heard.
You'll never see me. I'm inside of you. This will be the part wherein it will blow your mind.
And he starts to walk on a pathway that AI starts to talk.
This is the part of the past that you'll never forget.
I forgot something. Hey, I know that Maya civilization had a complex belief system that included its own mythology. They also possessed a sophisticated hierarchical government with a clearly defined laws and legal system. That included judges and courts. They constructed a vast commerce network and built highways to connect them to their trading partners. And even without the use of metal tools, they created amazing public buildings at the center of their thriving cities. But I just want to ask, where did they stand the most?
I'm just going to say that.
Okay, you may start.
Zip your mouth and listen carefully. We will start in the writing system that we will never understand. Maya civilization is known for being the only completely established written language in the Americas. It is also called hieroglyphics. It is important for them because record keeping was an important factor of the Maya civilization, as it was for agriculture, astronomy, and prophecy. The Maya could identify the optimal times to cultivate and harvest their crops by maintaining records of the wet and dry seasons. Writing was even more significant in Maya religion. Also, the Maya constructed precise calendars that could be used for prophecy by charting the motions of the sky deities, the sun, moon, planet, and stars for religious purposes. Despite the Spanish destruction of practically all Maya literature, four codices remain. Several significant works, as well as hundreds of specimens of Maya hieroglyphs carved into the stone and wood, serve as a clear indication of the Maya civilization's achievements.
Oh, it's so nice.
Shut up! Next is the ball court.
Oh, I know this one. There's someone who told me that. Okay, I will zip my mouth. You may continue.
The Maya enjoyed their games and had ball courts in every city, similar to modern-day stadiums. The games were extremely important to the Maya and were usually played at religious ceremonies that lasted up to 20 days. To pay respect to the gods and goddesses, the courts were built at the foot of sanctuaries.
Oh, it was the dark side.
Also, between 250 and 900 AD, the ancient Maya were the first to discover the various applications of the cacao bean. To produce a spicy chocolate drink, they combined the cacao bean with pepper and cornmeal. Sugar was scarce in those days, which was a benefit given the lack of dental care. As a result, the Maya did not suffer from the sugar-related diseases like diabetes or obesity. Sugary modern-day chocolate and chocolate beverages, on the other hand, may be dated back to the Maya. Cacao beans were also employed as glue by boiling and mixing them with various bases, and they were deemed precious enough to be used as cash.
What? A cash? Can I? Wait! Whoa! What's that? I'm still in this civilization?
Hi!
You again?
Yeah, what's wrong?
You always make me shiver.
Wanna hear some stories about the Toltec civilization? Did you know that when it comes to Toltec civilization, the historians disagree on much about the Toltec civilization history? Others argue that the Toltecs were once a unique Mesoamerican civilization with Jihan and linked to subsequent ones such as Aztecs.
Then what happened next?
However, some historians express criticism of the Toltec civilization like that the Aztecs overemphasized the Toltec civilization with their own knowledge of the Mesoamerican world and history. The Mesoamerican is known about the Toltecs' past because while they most certainly possessed an event of hieroglyphic writing, little of it survives as a construction. Look at that.
One of the scenarios that happened in the civilization, the Aztec monarch, its cult, famously destroyed several Aztec history books, including those that mention the Toltec.
Despite this, archaeological evidence suggests that Tula's metropolis disintegrated about the middle of the 12th century. While this is still being discussed, many feel that the city fell owing to environmental difficulties or regional conflict.
And you know what? The Toltec civilization is thought to have reached its peak during the 10th and 12th centuries. Several historians assume that the Toltecs were responsible for assaulting and destroying Teotihuacan around the beginning of the 12th century.
But the Toltec are renowned today primarily for their effect on other Mesoamerican civilizations such as the Aztec. The Toltec had the greatest influence on the Aztecs of all the early Mesoamerican civilizations, including the Olmec and Teotihuacan. The Toltec were admired for their craftsmanship and design, and much of Aztec art and architecture was modeled after them.
And still, they were a part of the Mesoamerican civilization.
He suddenly feels dizziness and disorientation when he closes his eyes. When it subsides,
Are you thinking of me? You look like you were about to.
I'm more than just okay. I just traveled back in time and saw Mesoamerica first time.
Okay. So going back, we will discuss the Aztec. We all know that the Aztec civilization was one of the finest documented pre-Columbian peoples by archaeologists due to the huge amount and quality of findings. So what do you think are the characteristics of Aztec?
someone raised her hand, and when he looked at this girl, his eyes began to widen.
As far as I know, Aztec civilization is characterized by architecture. The Aztecs valued fine arts, which ranged from engraved valuable things to massive stone structures. The advanced architectural development and enormous sculptures, such as the colossal Coquitlam statue, whose name means skirt of serpents, and the sculpture of sitting Xochitl stood out the god of love and beauty. They employed art to symbolize and disseminate Tenochtitlan's imperial power. As shown in works like the Stone of the Sun, the Stone of Chalk, and the Throne of Moctezuma II, which depicted Aztec political ideas related to cosmic occurrences and the gods. They were notable for the construction of temples, notably as the Temple Pyramid. Anything else? Yes.
Someone also raised their hands, and the main characters tend to have the same reaction.
The Aztecs practiced a similar link between mythology and religion. Tenochtitlan served as a mythological center, and according to Aztec beliefs, the deity Huitzilopochtli showed them how to create a ceremonial center in the city via an eagle perched on a cactus. Furthermore, the deity had baptized them as the Mexica, and they created the mighty people known as the Aztec. With other ethnic groups who also spoke the Nahuatl language, the Aztecs worshipped several gods, the most important of whom were Huitzilopochtli, the deity of battle and the sun, and Tlaloc, the god of rain.
Another answer? And I think it will be the last characteristic.
That's nice.
The study of astronomy. The Aztecs were known for their astronomical expertise. They believed that the planet had gone through a number of cosmic periods, each with its own sun. The fifth era corresponded to the Aztecs and was represented by the gigantic stone of the sun, which reflected the notion of time but not as a calendar. It is one of the most important pieces of astronomical information attained by the Aztecs. They also had recognized certain constellations like the Pleiades and Ursa Major,
which they use as a reference to construct their time cycles. They identified two groupings of stars. Senzon Mimizopa, or meaning 400 cloud serpents in the north, and the Senzon Hudzanoha, meaning 400 meters in the south.
At class, that concludes our discussion. Goodbye and class is